All right. This is the statement MrBeast made at the end of July this year. About 3 months ago, MrBeast became embroiled in one of the largest online controversies that we've had, at least recently. And now, we are getting a little bit of an update. Over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with MrBeast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further actions based off of their findings. So, now that I am not as aligned with the companies that I was with, I can just say, you cannot misquote, because we had to do an internal investigation, right? Like, everybody knows this. We all know this. Like, OTK had to do an internal investigation. So I know what this process is. I know the inside of this. You cannot misstate what the legal teams say. You cannot do that. Like, if you do that, they will come out and they will sue you and they will win. Obviously. So he cannot lie in this statement. I just want you guys to understand that. A 3-month investigation into allegations regarding my company has concluded. The law firm / investigators reviewed millions of documents, messages, and conducted 39 interviews. I was asked to refrain from making public statements to enable a detailed and unbiased investigation. Below are their conclusions. I think that right away, he wants this not to be noticed because he is replying to a 3-month-old tweet, which is something MrBeast is an expert and a virtuoso in social media. He is a genius in social media. He knows how social media works, and it is very obvious that replying to a very old tweet like this will naturally generate less controversy and less comments than some other random person, right? Or making a new post. So yes, he's not burying it, but he's also not, announcing it in the same way that he would for other topics, right? It only got 360K views, so yes. So yep. Let me go back. I'll look at the rest of this. He's not actually taking accountability. Well, let's take a look and see what happens, because maybe he doesn't have any accountability. We'll see what this is. So this is from Key Internal Investigations. And so this is, I guess, the law firm that did it. I'm assuming Quinn Emanuel, Earhart and Sullivan, LLP. I'm assuming that's it. Yeah. Quinn Emanuel conducted 39 interviews. As you know, engage Quinn Emanuel and to adduct, I can't say these, what the hell? What the fuck does that mean? I don't know how to pronounce that name. To conduct an internal investigation into specific allegations made publicly, incidents reported internally, and issues raised by employees and companies, including with respect to current and former company personnel and the company's workplace environment and culture. At your direction, Quinn Emanuel immediately launched a comprehensive investigation, which is now concluded. The following sets forth certain key findings and conclusions from the investigation without waiving any applicable privileges, including but not limited to attorney-client privilege and work product protection. So what that means is that they're effectively not going to express it in a completely open sense, because attorney-client privilege means that you can't do that. Pretty simple. Oh my God, reading words? I know, it's upsetting, isn't it? As an initial matter, to protect the investigation's integrity, Quinn Emanuel requested that a former employee, Dawson French, cease making public allegations against the company. That is dog pack. Am I right? Want to make sure that's dog pack, isn't it? The mission flight video has been updated. Yeah, let me remind me about that after I finish all this, okay? Thank you. Please explain in Fortnite terms. MrBeast made a custom map that he wanted Quinn Emanuel to play through and playtest to see whether it would be lit or not. Is that good? Anyway, let's move on. We also requested that current employees also refrain from making public statements or comments to ensure the investigation yielded accurate information and that witnesses were not tainted. The intent was to foster candid interviews and complete cooperation with the investigatory process. I've never even said that word before. Quinn Emanuel conducted 39 interviews of current and former employees. Over 4.5 million documents collected from mobile phones, emails, telegrams, discords, WhatsApps, and Slack were processed and reviewed. The collaboration and cooperation sought at the outset were achieved throughout this process. Quinn Emanuel thoroughly investigated all public allegations and any others that arose during the investigation. One point that is extremely important about this is that the discovery part of a third-party investigation does not have the same weight of law and the same weight of basically punishment for destruction of evidence or discovery that a actual criminal proceeding that's done through a legal court system does. So they are looking at everything that they were provided, but in a lot of cases, people can choose not to provide things because they're not under a court order. That's just the way it works. Anyway, let's go back. We're going to look at the rest of it. The investigation, this is the important part. The investigation produced the following significant findings. Allegations of sexual misconduct, e.g., pedophilia, grooming, child pornography, etc., between company employees and minors are without basis. The allegations were soundly rejected, including by alleged victims. Cap, here's what's really funny about that. MrBeast has the chance to do the funniest thing right now. If MrBeast actually is so confident about this happening, and I think that he'll probably not do this because he might not want to go all the way with it, there is a good possibility that he could actually sue Dogpack legally in a court of law for defamation. And at that time, an actual discovery process with legal teeth to it will take place. And if this investigation is in fact untrue, or sorry, if this investigation is in fact accurate, Dogpack is going to be on Pack Watch. He's done. Super fucking done. Like, yeah, let's be real. Will you stream it? Absolutely. Ooh, absolutely. So let's see here. They had time to scrub evidence. So basically, yes and no. A lot of companies are required to keep certain types of information for a certain period of time, based off of certain, like in case a government needs to like ask for a subpoena or something like that. Now, and this also, by the way, in case you guys might have forgotten, a great example of this is the recent controversy with Telegram, right? And then also Discord. Discord had to redo the way that their system was. So I don't think that that's true, because a lot of these companies might have the original logs, but it might be true in some circumstances. The Patriot Act? Does the Patriot Act what caused that? I don't know enough about it to have that. I really don't know that. You could be right, I just don't know. Anyway, let's look at the second topic, okay? Allegations of the company knowingly employing individuals with proclivities or histories towards illegal or questionable legal conduct are similarly without basis. Hereto, the allegations were uniformly rejected. This, to me, is the hardest one to believe so far. I can believe that Chris Tyson wasn't actually a groomer. I can believe that, yeah, probably was a little bit overstated. People are trying to sensationalize it because they're trans. Sure, I could believe that. And I'm not saying I'm just saying, like, in terms of believability. Well, no. Let's create a frame of reference. Let's build a frame of reference, and then we'll look and talk about whether what I'm saying makes sense or not. There was an individual that was employed by MrBeast that had a record of being a sexual offender. The age difference, I believe, was 18 or 16 towards a 11 or 12. He was the 18 or 16. He was referred to by the place where he was charged. He was on the National Sex Offender Registry. And he also covered his face in videos. How is it possible that they did not knowingly employ them with a proclivity or history towards illegal acts? How is this possible? No background check? But the no background check is immediately like, so that controversy, or sorry, that comment, I think is immediately damaged. Almost everybody does a background check like that, even employers. Like MrBeast company is big enough to where they would do background checks like that. Number one. Number two, let's assume they didn't do a background check. I think that the way that they acted towards that individual by referring to him by the place that he was charged in, and also by having him cover his face, I think that that is a passive acknowledgement that the person did something wrong. Why is that person individually wearing a mask? You see what I'm saying? Why was this person also, by statements made by other people at the company, explicitly not allowed to interact with people that were underage? I have a very hard time believing this bullet point. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not calling into question their integrity. I'm not saying that they're lying. But I think that my concerns and my perspective on this, how can you know what I know and not come to that conclusion? As a logical person. I can't, how can you explain it? Only explanation is they found out after hiring? No, so after they found out after hiring. Employing is not past tense. It is a present tense, past tense, and potentially future tense adjective, which means that employing is an ongoing action. Employed is not. And you know these guys, hey, these guys are lawyers. They're not stupid. They know exactly what words they're using. Employing? Oh, you're right. It's verb. Sorry. But yes. What's this about? Can lawyers lie? I actually can't. I don't know what the answer. I don't think that this company is knowingly putting out a statement of anything that they know is provably false. So, like, basically what I'm saying is that this company here is not doing this. They're not lying on purpose. That'd be perjury? Yeah, well, no, because it's not in the court of law, so it's different. But yeah, anyway, do you guys see kind of where I'm coming from with this second bullet point? You guys see where I'm coming from? How many booms do you give? One big boom for this one. Yeah, this is barely one boom. Yeah, it's a boom. Okay, all right. Yeah, really, really not so good, right? It's paid off garbage. Well, I don't know exactly. Lawyers can absolutely lie to protect their VIP clients. I don't know enough about that topic to really have an opinion on it, especially in terms of a third-party investigation and something not that has the, not that's a court case. Several isolated, let's move on. Several isolated instances of workplace harassment and misconduct were identified during the investigation. The company was informed of such conduct and took swift, the company is referring to MrBeast, took swift and appropriate actions to address the incidents, including, where necessary, disciplining or letting go of implicated individuals. As you are well aware, the company has grown exceedingly quickly from a YouTube startup comprised of a group of talented young individuals to a much larger entity. It is not uncommon that policies and practices essential in mature company would lag behind commercial success. This is accurate. This appears to have been the case here and has, in certain instances, allowed for inappropriate conduct. Well, okay. I wish that there was like a little bit of a, there's a few spaces here. Maybe you could give a few examples. That would have been nice. But, okay, let's move on. It is clear that the company is committed to remedying historical issues and creating a mature culture where problematic behaviors are not tolerated as it enters the new phase. The company has already implemented or is in the process of implementing changes to ensure a safe and professional culture today moving forward. These include sending a clear message regarding tone at the top, hiring a CEO, CPO, C3PO, what the I've never heard of a chief people officer. Chief counsel and soon to be hired chief. They didn't have a wait. They didn't have a CFO? There's no way. What? CPO is HR? Really? I've never heard of that before. Wow. Okay. Hiring. Oh, a new. Oh, you know what? You guys are right. New implies that they did previously exist. Great point. I didn't think of that. Implementing mandatory corporate training for all employees, developing new policies codified in an employee handbook, establishing an anonymous reporting system, swiftly terminating individuals who violated company policy, identifying additional employees for targeted training and executive coaching to address professionalism and compliance with company policy. This officially concludes our investigation. We remain available if you need any follow-ups or any further questions. Yours very truly, Alex Spyro. That was a good game. So we investigated ourselves and found ourselves innocent. No, they were not. They did not investigate themselves. They had a company investigate them. That's not what happened. So, some information. It's weird that they're saying that the company wants to take a mature culture, but only now after the investigation is implementing basic things like having such trainings and a clear message and tone at the top. I think that you're right about that. And I also think that this paragraph really actually does damage to the investigation here. The reason why I think it does damage is it feels like it's a PR case. It's a PR piece for the MrBeast company. And I think that damages the perception of them being unbiased and a third party. So I personally think that they shouldn't have included this paragraph, and I think it damages the integrity of the rest of what they said. That's my opinion. And so anyway, we'll read some comments and we'll look at what people are saying about this. Looks like that chapter's over. Keep your noses clean. This really didn't age well. This is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my fucking friend, and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. No way. You guys paid, the guys you paid found you innocent. Not reading all that. By the way, the company is not going to publish information that they know is false. Because, like, again, this is like a massive legal firm. MrBeast, again, I hate to say it, but I know how this works. They probably spent, especially with something of this scope, they probably spent over $1 million on this. They're not going to, like, the company that they're doing this, like, they're not going to fuck this up. Way more, in my opinion. 3 months retainer, 39 interviews, I don't know, really. It depends on, like, how... I can't say. I really can't say. I would say probably 1.3 to 1.8 million, if I had to guess. I don't know. Like, that's just maybe, right? But, like, it was a lot of money. Alex Spyro worked for Elon and Jay-Z. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, a lot of these firms, MrBeast is a really big brand, but MrBeast is nothing compared to other brands that they work with. Like, I mean, these are companies that work for, again, Elon Musk. They're not going to take a risk and damage their credibility in a way that is provably false. Like, MrBeast is big, but, like, you know, there's a lot of really, really big fish in the ocean. Okay? So, yeah. Anyway, we've investigated ourselves, found ourselves innocent. That's not what happened. You're guilty. Nah. I love how, bro... 3-month investigation. You spend millions of dollars on it. Everybody is fucking like, you're like, all right, let's go ahead and put this out. You know, you go through interviews, process. Some guy's like, nah, bro. You want some weird shit, man. You guilty. Nah. Nah, yeah, lying to you. Nah. Oh, man, it's funny for me to see that. What's this? MrBeast can send me $20,000. Oh, this is the person that always makes tweets about me. Let's see here. Handle this like a beast. You handled this like a beast. Don't stop what you're doing, Jimmy. The company we hired to investigate us found nothing. Move along. He's guilty or not, is that all we care about? It doesn't matter. If the company said that he wasn't guilty, people that thought he was guilty wouldn't believe it. Can someone summarize what the letters say, because I'm not reading all that? Get the fuck out of here. It's 2 pages. Are you kidding me? Holy shit, this is sad. God damn, this is bad, guys. It's real bad. I don't know what the hell to say. Brain rot, I guess so. So we'll look at a few more of these. You're as guilty as Chris Tyson. Who cares? LOL. Our internal investigation finds we did nothing wrong. You scammed people with crypto. The proof is out there. I heard a little bit about that. I don't know enough about it. Can't wait for the hundreds of YouTube videos about this. Yep, that's right. Maybe now he'll have a chance to react to one of my videos. And we'll be able to interpret and what you were admitting and denying. When it comes to dog, we can interpret what you're admitting and denying. But in my opinion, you need to come right out and make it clear. The best thing for MrBeast to do is to not talk about this again. That is the best thing for him to do. He's put it out there. He's made the perspective public. He has shared the information. He has, from a legal perspective, cleared himself of any wrongdoing. If MrBeast wants to get the public back on his side, I think that one way that he can do that is to pursue legal action against Dogpack. Because if people see that he throws the gauntlet down with defamation against a person that made these videos against him, that is a way that if he wins that lawsuit, in the eyes of a lot of the people in the public, they will be like, wait a minute, maybe it was bullshit. That's my opinion. If he loses, it fucks him over worse. That's a really great point, too. Yep. Defamation is extremely difficult to prove. I really think that inside of multiple hour-long expose videos, I think that they can find a few points there. I really think so. I think that in this circumstance, this is one of the circumstances where everything is made so public that I actually think that there's a chance that it could be proven very easily if it is false. I think that this statement is really hard to believe because of this second paragraph. I'm going to say it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm also, by the way, not calling into question the integrity of the law office that did this. I'm calling into question the people who have a voluntary option to surrender things to evidence. And I think that those people did not provide the voluntary surrendering of evidence that would incriminate them. That's what I think happened. I don't know this happened. I'm not certain this happened. But I just cannot, my brain, I try to be a very logical person. My brain cannot accept the fact that a person who is a registered sex offender, who was wearing a mask inside of every single video, who was referred to by the state and place where they were registered as a sex offender, and who was a family friend of somebody who also worked at the company, I forgot that one the first time, and was referred to. I will not accept that it was not known that the person had a history towards illegal activity. I will not accept that. That's no. And so, yeah, that's my opinion on it. There it is. It is. Mission flight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. November 1st, outpouring supportive viewers. MrBeast did pay for 1,000 surgeries. In fact, discussing this with the team, he actually helped with 1,800 surgeries. There was a major miscommunication issue with a third party in the middle, and the team were unaware of until now. They get hit with hundreds, if not thousands, of messages. Jimmy worked with multiple third parties to make this happen around the world. There was a miscommunication with another organization, which received funding at the time about the funds. About hearing this, Jimmy's team reached out, and he immediately made good on the issue. Jimmy and his team do incredible work that have helped thousands of people. Okay, well, this is really kind of awkward. So, they should delete the video. Or at least publish a follow-up or something, right? Update, yeah, MrBeast did pay for 1,000 eye surgeries. And he actually apparently helped. Now, helped is not paid, right? Two different verbs. But helped clearly probably implies paid for 1,800. So, yeah. Definitely something they should have looked into more. Really damages a lot of their credibility. And, I guess, like, now, I mean, now that it's resolved, there's no real reason. But, like, I was actually, like, we got the email of the person, and we were going to contact them probably later on today to have them come on stream. I think at this point it's not necessary anymore because it seems like it was all bullshit to begin with, right? So, yeah, you called it yesterday. Hey, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And upon further investigation, the evidence was not present. MrBeast, in this circumstance, is innocent. He did nothing wrong. And I think it really sucks that, yeah, MrBeast didn't do anything wrong. Straight up. So, yeah.